I'm Jill.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are...
I Wanna Wear Your Skin!
Hello again.
Hi!
We're back.
We're so back. It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Oh my goodness, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be, like, amongst the living now.
Yeah.
Because you and I were both sick at the same time.
I know.
I felt like... were you dead to the world?
I was, yeah. I didn't go to work. I just was here with my dogs.
Yeah.
And then when I did go to work again, it was like, humans? I don't understand.
Oh, it's terrible.
I don't get it.
And then, like, as soon as you get off work, you're like, well, I'm immediately going to bed.
Yep, bye-bye.
Because that is all my body can do right now.
Bye-bye.
So
yeah, we, it's the holiday season, and we both got hella sick, and so we just haven't left our houses at all.
yeah.
Also, Kayla got a puppy, and Ridley is here today.
Ridley's here. This is my good boy.
Oh, look at how cute he is.
This is my good boy that I have to hold his collar so he doesn't get into trouble.
Because my dogs Radar gets really jealous when other dogs are, like, being held. Because he wants to be held, but then he also kind of doesn't want to be held, but he thinks he does, so he gets really jealous. Anyways, the whole thing.
It's a whole fucking thing.
Oh, look at that. He just farted, too.
Oh, perfect.
But, so, speaking of, I just showed Ridley on video. We were just having a discussion about changing some things to our Patreon. It's not official yet, but we're going to be changing some of the benefits to your benefit. To our Patreon, our patrons, our babes. We're gonna make things better for you.
We want to make things a little bit more babely and also a little bit more incentivizing for things that, because like when we set up the Patreon, it was like,
I don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah, like maybe people would like this. So it's more just like what would like be, worth the bang for your buck. So we have some good ideas, and I think that it will pay off for sure.
I think it will, and we've also been seriously talking about merch, so that's a part of it too. So hopefully we'll have that sometime soon. So we're in talks.
Things are happening.
Yeah, that's our New Year's resolution. I don't know.
New Year's resolution. I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna make one resolution this year, it will be
to make merch.
Yeah. And not in like the last half of the year.
Yeah.
And like the first quarter of the year, we're gonna have merch. I can feel it.
We should have hats.
Oh, okay.
Bucket hats?
Yes, obviously bucket hats.
With strings.
Yes. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we've, like I said, really good ideas.
Super good.
Don't worry, nothing is changing with the top tier spaghetti level.
Oh no. No, that's still gonna be there.
That's still gonna be there.
And if people really continue to hop on that train, I will commit to doing other food feet videos.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So really, it's the Fetty level.
It's the Fetty level.
So if you're not a part of our Patreon, now is the time, because we're gonna have some limited time only benefits for people. So get in there while the getting's good, friends.
Yes.
Sold? Great.
Yeah,
okay.
We're selling this.
It's patreon.com/I wanna wear your skin. If you have any ideas for us, like things that you'd like us to do, or food you'd like Kayla to put her feet in, please email us at iwannawearyourskin at
yahoo.com.
So that's that. We would like to once again thank Bad Copy for featuring us, even though we have not put out a podcast episode in a couple weeks. We love Bad Copy and everyone involved, and thank you for featuring us and telling people about our good word.
Yeah, 100%.
The good book that we write.
And if you like punk music, news, reviews, festivals, and other featured artists, thinkers, funny people, photographers, definitely check it out. It's a really incredible site that is ran from the ground up and coming to a scene near you.
Yeah. Also, if you've never listened to this podcast before, the beginning of this was probably hella boring. Real sorry.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But we're just two trash humans in Seattle, Washington that watch Lifetime movies and then talk about them and basically tear them apart.
Yeah, we are judgmental to the nth degree, but you know who deserves it? Fucking Lifetime.
Dude,
they're asking for it. And I'm not into the whole asking for it culture, but if anyone's asking for it, it's fucking fucking lifetime.
Did you see what they were wearing?
Oh my god, just begging for it.
We're super not serious about that.
No, God, no.
Fuck that. But our babe score right now, go back and listen to episode 1 if you want to know what that's all about. Our babe score is 2,826.
God damn. And just the fact that it was continuing to go up while we were on a little hiatus made my sad heart warm.
If you could tell your friends, go on iTunes and leave us a review, get more people. If we could get 174 people to listen to this podcast before Tuesday, which is January 1st, we will hit 3,000 in the beginning of 2019, and
crazy.
What a gift that would be.
So y'all have a day. Good luck.
174, that's not even that many downloads.
Not even that many downloads. I don't know that many people, but you're probably a cool person, and you probably do.
I know you, and you probably know 10 people, and they each know 10 people. Listen, this is like multi-level marketing right now.
If dogs listen to podcasts, we would have made that so quickly.
Domino, tell your friends.
Tell all your friends.
Now we're just singing Taking Back Sunday. Okay, so I think that's all the news that we had.
Yeah.
The movie that we watched today was just quite a film.
Oh my goodness. A
film.
If it should have won an Oscar.
Oh, but first, Caleb, what are you drinking?
This might be the first episode where I'm literally drinking nothing.
It's literally nothing.
I was drinking water. I literally haven't had a drop of alcohol in like 2.5 weeks because I've been so sick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I miss it.
Yeah.
It's not better on the other side, folks.
But if you're sober, like, stay strong. We are super supportive.
Yeah, of course. And I just smoked weed for the first time in 2.5 weeks last night.
Nice.
And
hell high.
Oh God, so high. Yeah. I was like fucking 14.
That's the thing. I hadn't drank either, and then I had 2 glasses of Lambrusco after work the other night, and I was like, oh shit. No.
Yeah. And I had to vape it because my lungs are still so bad. But it was just like, damn, it was good. It was real good. It's real fucking good.
So on that note, the movie that we watched. It's fine.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I'm out of the loop. Jill, what are you drinking this week?
I actually forget. I think it's Prosecco. It could be Brut. I forget what I bought. It was after I had the 2 glasses of Lambrusco that I bought the bottle. But I think it's Prosecco. It's okay.
It's just fine. I like bubbly. I do.
It's pretty dry, so I do like it. It's a little too appley for me. Like, it tastes like apple.
I'll totally have a sip.
But, I mean, it's bubbly.
Motherfucker, that's Martinelli's.
Right? I know.
Like
it tastes very appley. But it's not super sweet.
No.
So, it's fine. Okay. So, the movie that we watched today is called Sinister Minister, which is just...
so good.
I love alliteration.
Oh, I love it. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And it was made in 2017. And here's one of the synopsis that I found. When a single mother falls for a charismatic minister, she believes that she and her teenage daughter will finally have the stable home life she has always wanted. Oh. Spoiler alert, they don't.
They don't find that stable home life. Mm-mm. Sorry, ladies.
So, it's featuring Trish, played by Nikki Howard, who apparently was in House of Darkness, which we did already watch.
And I totally, honestly, this whole movie, I was telling Jill, the main actress is stunning.
She's gorgeous.
She, honestly, probably, top 5 most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I feel like I would have noticed her from another movie.
Her and the minister were both great actors, I'd say. They were good. The daughter was, fine. She's, younger, but she was great,
yeah,
I thought.
I honestly, could have seen her in other things. Yeah. All the times in which she, was distressed or hysterical. Yeah. I was like, this is real. And we don't get real on Lifetime.
But you know what else she has been in?
What?
A movie called Five-Headed Shark Attack.
Oh, there we go. That's much better. Oh, so obviously headed towards greatness.
Then we have DJ, played by Ryan Patrick Shanahan.
Which, less than that name. Get out Patrick. You don't have to be known for a middle name when your last name's that long.
He's a serial killer.
He is, because they always go by 3, folks. Yeah. They always go by 3.
That's how you know. He was in something called Alien Siege, which I only wrote down because there was just nothing else. And he was in an episode of Snapped, She Made Me Do It, which I will watch at some point.
Oh, I hope so.
Because I love Snapped.
Oh, so good.
And then the daughter, Sienna, is played by Angelica Tate, and there was like 18 roles, and none of them were even an interesting title.
Yeah, so it was bizarre for us to find such a good movie with 3 essentially unknown people.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was, like, good.
Oh, okay, well, we'll get into it.
It satisfied my needs.
Yeah.
Is what it did. It infuriated me and satisfied me.
Oh, perfect.
So, okay. So it opens to this very wet stone hot tub basement.
Yeah. Dungeon, if you will.
It really... There's candles in the stone walls.
Yeah.
Everything is just big stones.
Like, is it a spa? Is it a hot spring? Like,
is it a monastery?
Yeah, but I do have to say, literally the opening 10 seconds was super up close and of 2 people, like, obviously in the midst of having sex. But there was, like, liquid being splashed around, and as a viewer, your first fear was, oh my
juices.
God, is that juices?
Yeah.
Like, are they?
And we're not talking Martinelli's, folks.
No, it was. Oh God, it was too fucking much. I was so relieved when it panned out and it was a hot tub.
But they were making out.
Yeah.
And so, what we gathered is that it's this minister DJ, and he was making out with this girl Betsy, who becomes his second wife. But at this point in the story, he's still married to some other lady who immediately after this scene, he goes home and she has hung herself in the garage. Quote unquote.
Yes.
So...
Which is a lot for a first 3 minutes of a movie.
Yeah, like we're learning that he is already cheating on his wife. And she dies under weird circumstances, and he's kind of upset but not really, and then marries his mistress immediately. And this is the pattern that the movie follows.
Yeah.
With this dude. So then we cut to Trish and Sienna. So Trish is the mom, Sienna's the daughter, but they look to be about 5 years apart.
Oh my God, yeah, there's no way.
And Trish is supposed to be a young mom, but like I didn't look up how old they are in real life, but they're not that far apart.
I didn't either, but yeah, I mean, I would say that there's maybe 5 years of difference between them, and they're supposed to be 18, and it's just, it's just not true. So they're moving to the small town because Trish and Sienna's father split up, and they're looking for a new beginning, and they were both invited to a baptism. So it opens up with Trish and Sienna showing up at this church. Sienna,
what a thing to be invited to immediately upon like coming to a town.
Yeah, like
here, you want to see this baptism of this person you've never met?
And I've actually have never been invited to a baptism of someone that wasn't a direct family member.
Yeah, it seems strange.
Yeah,
I mean maybe that's a thing in a small town.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, and this was a small town, so that might totally be within small town reality. Sienna is wearing a weed necklace medallion, and it is...
She says it is
very
herb.
large.
An herb leaf.
It is. The only herb leaf it is fucking marijuana.
Yeah.
That is no oregano on her neck.
It's not.
And Sienna is like the perfect, like, rebellious, kind of punky teenage daughter who fucking hates her mom, fucking hates this town.
Loves weed.
And doesn't want to be at this church.
No.
Which, girl, I relate to you.
She says to her mom, like, I'm not stoked about moving here. I just want you to know I'm not going to be going to church. And her mom's like, okay.
Yeah, fine. Because they don't seem to be necessarily particularly religious or church going.
Kayla, they don't seem to be religious.
So that's another thing.
And yet...
Here we are.
This movie unfolded. It's weird.
It absolutely did.
So, they meet the minister. Isn't he also called a pastor? Like, what is his title?
So, he was called minister, pastor, and reverend all throughout this movie.
I think they're interchangeable, are they not?
I think they're all interchangeable, but it's kind of one of those things that, like, if you're, like, the people that are at the church should be calling him the same thing.
It seems like.
Right? Like,
I don't know what the difference is. But, so they meet him and his wife, Betsy, who was his mistress and is now his wife. And Trish and him hit it off because they both love Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's just a real throwaway plot line.
That's almost like I hit it off with a dude because we both really like vanilla. Have you just ever like had that spark? I fucking
hate Shakespeare.
Oh my God.
What a piece of shit. I'm sure that someone does, but still, it's like, okay. And Trisha's like, I was a lit major. And Sienna is, because DJ is the pastor, minister, reverend man, serial killer, is like, Sienna, I like your necklace. And she's like, okay. And she talks to her mom and she's like, he saw my necklace because he was looking at my boobs. Like, he's creepy.
Yeah.
And this is also a plot line that is very strange because Sienna from the get-go is like, DJ's fucking creepy. Like, I'm super not into that. And then later in the movie is just completely, like, taken by him.
Yeah.
And for no, like, nothing, there's no reason.
And it's fine for characters, like, especially, like, teenagers to, like, swing so rapidly on that pendulum. But, like, you better give us a fucking reason.
Yeah,
like, that doesn't just happen for no reason. And Lifetime always does, like, hey, we were doing an underwater sea dive, and now we're in space. No reason. Just deal with it.
I don't know, we saw a cat.
Yeah,
and now we're here.
Yeah, and now, she's pregnant. So, that's why, we don't know. But he is laying it on very thick with Trish.
In front of his wife.
In front of his wife.
Even his wife, like, makes the eyes, like,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Like, she knows, because, like, honestly, if you
it's obvious. Like, his dick is out.
Yeah. And also, if you were a mistress, now a wife, wouldn't... Come on. You fucking know.
Betsy is not an idiot.
No, there's gonna be another mistress. Like, that's just... That's how serial cheaters roll.
So then we're at Trisha's work. She works at a place called Friendly Jim's. And let me tell you, Jim's not friendly.
Oh, he is so unfriendly.
Jim's a dick. But he also kind of has a point.
Yeah. But he is just overtly rude while wearing a baseball hat with a smiley face on it. Yeah. And that's uncomfortable.
So there's 3 servers on for this diner with one guest that they apparently didn't see, even though he already has a coffee cup and is, like, knees deep in his Bible.
It's a wide open room, and he's the only man in it.
And so Jim's like, can somebody greet our guest? And it's like, 1, someone already did. It's very obvious.
He's drinking coffee.
2, why do you have 3 servers on right now? There's literally no one here.
Let one of us go.
Both.
Let all of us go.
One of us can handle this.
Close up this restaurant.
Yeah. But he's, like, upset because Trish keeps answering her phone. Like, she first gets a weird notification from her bank because her ex-husband gives her too much money is what I think happens.
Yeah.
And so she starts calling him, and then later the school calls her because her daughter was, like, in trouble or something.
Yeah,
So, like, fair things that she needs to deal with, but also she is just, like, answering cell calls on the floor at work.
Yeah, which is, don't do that.
Like, tell the school what your work phone number is.
Yeah.
That's way more, I feel like, more acceptable if there's an emergency to have someone call the work.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Anyway, so he essentially fires her in front of DJ.
Yeah, because DJ was that one man.
Yeah.
At the booth that was there.
Ridley, your face is so cute.
Yes, we know. You are so cute.
You probably could let him on the couch like Radar.
But I honestly, like, Radar might be in the depth of sleep, but as soon as he puts a paw up here, Radar's gonna pop the fuck up and be like, that dog's on the couch and I'm not?
He's not as responsive as he used to be.
Okay, alright, we're gonna do a quick sneaky sneak.
We're gonna try it.
Come on, you gotta be quiet.
Okay. Nice work. Alright. Nice work.
Good job, bud. Okay.
Look at our little friend.
Yes.
Look at our friend.
That's a good boy.
Radar just keeps sleeping.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, wow, guys. We just pulled off a very stealthy mission right there.
It was basically Indiana Jones switching the bag of sand for the jewels. I don't know. Can I have a kiss, Ridley?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
thank you. Okay, thanks for bearing with us, everybody. But
Yes, it had to happen.
Here we are.
And now I
like already feel drunk because I haven't been drinking at all. And I only ate 2 slices of that cinnamon toast that Lucas made. We love you, Lucas.
Oh, God, love you, Lucas.
God, it's so good.
It's too good.
I only
It's
have
too
one
good
piece
for this
left and
world.
it's making me really sad. We have a friend who makes cinnamon toast every holiday season and gives it to us, and God, it's just a gift.
It really is. Like, every year, it just is literally, like, that's how I know that it's Christmas, is when I get my cinnamon bread. Like, that's how I know.
He left it in our milk box this year, which was also just felt, like, really cool.
So sweet.
Okay. Hey, Domino, can you go? Thank you. Okay, so her boss fires her. Can you get out of here? I love you, but go. Oh, he tripped over my other dog. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
And DJ sees this and he goes out in the parking lot and is like, darling. Because he has a southern accent and calls everybody like darling or babe or honey or whatever.
Little honey.
God, and it's not cute.
No, it's gross.
And he's like, she's like, my daughter's missing. And he's like, go find your lost little lamb. Because one, he has this weird southern accent, and two, he's always like referencing the Bible in some overt context.
And like
go lay down.
It feels a little bit too forced. Like that every single time he opens up his mouth, it's like, and that's why Job crossed the Red Sea and died for our sins. And it's like, obviously, I don't know.
And that's why I drink Merlot.
And that's why there are 3 spirits of the covenant. I don't know
and
religion.
That's why
obviously.
you always leave a note. But he also basically offers her a job. He's like, "Fuck Jim, you work for me. I need an assistant." And she's like, "Oh my God, you're like literally God. Like, thank you so much."
Which, why would you hire this woman? You don't know what she can do. Like, but, because he wants...
Well, he knows she can answer a phone.
Yeah. He wants to fill her with the spirit. I did. I'm sorry.
He wants to change her water into wine.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Domino, get out of there.
I know.
Okay. We're dealing with 3 dogs today, everyone. Like,
I know.
Bear with us.
As cute as a day it was, this might not be a regular thing, because this was exhausting.
Like, 2 is exhausting as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Domino. Can you not? Okay. So then Trish starts working for DJ.
That was the loudest audible fart I've ever heard come from Radar. Oh my God.
That wasn't the loudest I've ever heard, but
that was
a good one. It already doesn't smell good.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. This podcast is flying off the rails.
Okay. So Betsy, the wife, invites Trish and Sienna over for dinner, and can you not lick my paper? And makes hella food.
Oh, and it looks good.
Oh yeah, she like makes fried chicken and I don't know, some mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
like it looks delicious.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
She's also sick, which apparently she's like perpetually sick.
Suspicious.
It is. And Trish is very obviously flirting with DJ.
Yeah.
And is like, oh, sometimes he says the funniest things. And Betsy's like, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
like, he's my husband.
I have to live with this fucking asshole.
And Sienna, being the petty daughter that she is stop.
It's like a gas leak. He just won't stop.
She, like... Trish is, like, giggling about whatever the thing she's flirting with him, and Sienna's like, and just does this petty giggle.
And just obviously hates the fact that she's here, hates this guy, hates the fact that, like, now, like, a part of her life is now, like, in a church, because her mom works there, now it's an obligation, like... She could not be more of an 18-year-old high school student than she is in this moment.
No, and it's amazing.
It's perfect.
And so Trish takes her outside and she's like, what the fuck? She's like, well, you were like super flirting with him and like he's just trying to get in your pants and he's trying to like fuck me or something. I don't know. Like Trish is like, well, which is it? And she's like, both. Like he wants both of us, which, and then she just like leaves and DJ comes out and is like, I heard everything. Sorry, like, is it okay? I don't know. He just is like, he says verses to her.
Yeah, he preaches more. He's like, you know, when you're a shepherd and your flock is out of control, like, it was just,
go find your lost little lamb, honey.
Yeah, you don't care. You're not into it. That's not what you want.
And he's like further flirting with her. And then, oh, hi. And then, we just, like, cut to a scene where DJ's in the car with his wife and swerves and gets in a car accident and his wife dies.
Yeah. And he waits. Like, he waits and he checks to make sure that she is good and cold and dead. And then he goes
the cops
and gets help. And his story is that a deer ran out into the road and he overcorrected and crashed the car. So
that's not what happened. He killed her.
Oh, yes. Spoiler alert. So funeral happens really quick. I know. Yeah, you're not gonna crawl.
Yeah, the funeral happens like the next day. Oh man, I'm just in puppy heaven.
I know.
Right now.
You're getting all the licks.
I'm getting so many licks and loves and farts. Yeah. The funeral happens like the next day, and it's in the church where apparently they just have a perpetual fog machine.
Yes.
Like it's always. All right. We're not doing this because Mom has some Prosecco here. That
you're not going to be in everyone's lap, Ridley.
I wish you could be in my lap, Domino. I love you so much. Yeah, they just like, there's always a fog machine in the church. I don't know why.
It's smoky. It's smoky as fuck. And it like adds to this like sense of drama every time that they're in the church, but nothing dramatic is ever happening in this fucking church.
No.
So he leads the funeral service for his wife.
And he's like, fine.
Yeah, and that's like, that would honestly be the biggest red flag to me. Like, I get maybe some people like working through their grief, and so like wanting to like maybe like lead the funeral service, but this guy did not look like he lost his fucking wife.
No,
like not even a little bit.
I can't, like, I gave a speech at my brother's service thing and like was destroyed. Like, yeah, I get like wanting to say something, but there's just no way that you're just like fine.
No, he was like the
and it's like days
director.
later, and it was his fault. Like,
yes,
even accidentally. Like, it was his fault. He was driving.
Yeah. But
then we just cut to Sienna smoking weed outside the church.
Yes. Because
just blatantly. But she also doesn't finish her joint.
No. Her mom rolls up and she like hides it and stubs it out. But it is like a full joint. Like, you'd save that. You'd pocket that. And her mom drags her in, and her mom, you know, like, sees the Reverend and apologizes for his loss. And honestly, she's more upset than he is.
Lay down.
Like, she is tragically sad and crying.
Yeah. She feels super bad.
And Sienna's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, that sucks. And her mom's like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this girl.
Sienna, like, laughs during the funeral.
Yes, she bursts into, like, hysterics during the funeral.
That's right, I forgot about that.
And, like, has a giggle fit and stands up in the middle of his speech about his dead wife and has to leave.
Yeah.
And her mom's mortified. Trish is mortified. She's like, I don't know what's wrong. So Trish chases her out into the parking lot, I'm assuming to beat her ass.
She's, like, footsteps behind her, and somehow Sienna comes roaring around the corner in the car.
Yeah, with her mom's car keys. We don't know.
What?
We don't know. So
time doesn't exist in Lifetime movies.
Sienna takes off, and her mom, stranded, is like outside the church, crying and feeling bad about herself. And the Reverend finds her and comes over
and comforts her.
and comforts her.
Her. She even points it out. She's like, "Oh my god, this is the worst day of your life. Like, I'm so sorry." He's like, "It's fine.
Yeah, like, it's no big deal. I like helping people. It
I
makes
can bring
me feel
anyone
good.
into my hot tub dungeon." Like,
Yeah, like, it's have you ever been in a hot tub dungeon?
God, I'd like to.
It's fucking
It looked
sick.
tight.
Oh my god.
It looked like what I imagined the Playboy Mansion.
The grotto?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. It looked like the grotto.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And, like, for whatever problematic shit goes on at that place, that looks like a cool place to hang out
Oh yeah.
with the right people.
Right? Like, kick out the old crew.
Yeah.
Bring our own.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Sienna took her mom's car off to go get a little buck wild, blow off some steam, and she goes to a bar.
She attempts to get into a bar by wearing a hat, and the guy, like, doesn't even look. He's, like, reading a book, which I really want to know what he was reading.
Oh.
And it's an older, like, you can tell it's an old book.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even look up from his book, and he's like, "Hey, kiddo," and she's like, "Hey, I'm here for a beer, like, you know, you do, like, the things that you do when you're an adult." And he's like, "No."
No.
And so she leaves, and this dude sees her, and, like, she doesn't even notice him, and she's, like, trying to get into her car, and he's like, "Hi," and just, like, hands her a cigarette. And he's like, "You want something more?" And she's like, what?" And then they go and, I guess, get high.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, I was worried the first time I saw this movie because, like, I was like, is this how she fucking gets addicted to crack? Like, is this how she smokes meth for the first time? Like, the fuck is happening? So, like, I thought she was gonna get strung out. We later find out that it's just weed. The preacher gives Trish a ride back to her house, and they continue to talk into the evening.
I just have to point out, he gives her a ride home from his wife's funeral.
Yeah. So...
Okay? Keep that in mind.
And while they are talking on the couch and, like, sharing each other's hardships with each other, they are having a moment, and they lean in, and they have a smoochy smooch, kissy kiss, make out session.
Despite not being in the grotto.
No.
They're just on her extravagant fucking couch in this huge ass cabin house.
Which, honestly, I don't know how a single mother waitress affords this.
A single mother waitress with no guests in the restaurant.
Yeah, like, can somehow afford this incredible log mansion.
It's beautiful.
It's, definitely dream house situation. And Sienna walks in on it. And Sienna's
she's just like, gross.
Yeah, she's like, your wife just died, dude. Like, why? I can't believe, like, you're kissing a married man, Mom. Like,
she has a fucking point. It is gross. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't think, it's not, like, wrong to kiss someone after they've broken up with someone, but, like, it's not a great idea even after breaking up with someone, like, the day after. You know, like...
Sure.
Let alone your wife fucking died. It's just ridiculous.
I'd be fucking pissed if, like, honestly, like, if any one of my friends, like, partner died and then the same day was, like, fucking making out, I'd be...
Well, okay, I have to say, like, I could maybe, I'm not saying that I would do it, but I could maybe, like, empathize with a rando.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I can see someone being in this space where they're just like, I don't know. Like, I just need to, like, get something out of me. But, like, someone that you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's, like...
Yeah, I'm not talking about, like...
that's a territory you don't...
Going out and, like, getting wasted and burning some bridges because you're despondent.
Yeah,
and
bridges
grief.
that never existed.
Yeah, but, like, you know, not... Yeah.
Not your fucking boss, also.
Oh,
like,
my God.
What?
No, just
okay,
too much.
So... She tells DJ to leave. She's like, this is going to be a mess. Like, you need to leave. She's upset. And he's like, okay. But he doesn't.
No.
And she, like, goes to handle the situation. He's like, can I try? Because he's a piece of fucking shit. Like, he's just the worst. And he's like, can I try? And, like, knocks on Sienna's door because she won't open the door. And says something, and she's like, you're using the wrong slang. And then that was, like, how she switched to being like, you're okay.
Yeah, he referred to weed as, like, a doobie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, like I just had a really bad day today, and so did your mom, and like maybe I should have done what I normally like not what I know, but like what I did when I was younger and like smoke a doobie, but instead I made out with your mom, and she like opens the door and she's like, no one uses those old people birds anymore.
Come on in.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on in, we're best buds now.
Then there's a scene which is my favorite scene in the movie where I literally don't know what they're even talking about. Like, I didn't pay attention. But DJ and Trish are, like, walking beside the church or something, talking about shit. And then they just start making out. And the camera, like, zooms in on this unopened rose.
Yes.
And then that's the scene.
We don't... Why? Like, what?
Love.
Love. That's why. The drama. The romance. The passion.
It's ridiculous.
Love.
And then we get into the worst part of the movie where DJ starts to very obviously flirt with Sienna, just like out in the open. Like, just as he was doing with Trish in front of Betsy, he's doing this with Sienna in front of Trish. And she notices.
Yeah.
She's like, why is he tickling my 18-year-old daughter while we're watching a movie?
Yeah, it's very much so along the lines of grooming.
Oh,
I would say,
yeah.
like...
It's fucking gross. And she, despite, like, the character development they gave us in the beginning of the movie, she's fucking falling for it. And, like, there's an element that I understand of that in her place and, like, whatever.
Sure.
But just, like, they gave us this idea that she, like, could see through him, and then all of a sudden she's like, but what if he's cool?
Right? Like, because he used the word doobie, now they're best friends, and...
He gets me in my weed culture.
And attracted to him. Sorry. He's just literally gonna crawl all over you and, like, lick every inch of your face if you give him an inch.
Do you not think that Domino doesn't do that?
Yeah.
Literally constantly.
I know. Oh, don't cry about it, buddy. Don't cry.
So then... Okay, so then DJ and Sienna, like, Sienna's, like, upset about a dude or something, and she's, like, sitting on the steps, and DJ's like, oh, what's wrong? Like, you can trust me. Like, you know you can trust me. And she's like, can I trust you? And,
But can I?
But she obviously already does. And... he's like, yeah, and she's like, well, I liked this dude, and he's like, not paying attention to me, and he's like, fuck that dude. She's like, yeah, but he was gonna get me weed. And he's like, oh, like, almost like winking at her, like, I got you.
I can take care of that.
So then somehow they start texting, and he gets her a Ziploc baggie of weed, even though they've already discussed that where they are, it's legal. So he's just getting Ziploc baggie weed anyway.
Yeah, bizarre.
And she gets caught with it at school because her and the dude that she went to his baptism. George, silently is like, give me fucking weed.
Yeah.
And they're smoking it, and the cops come, and so she gets caught, and like, the baggie of weed is like 3 nugs.
Easily.
Yeah. And they show up, like, Trish shows up at the police station, and they're like, it was almost enough to catch her with dealing.
And it's like, no one's gonna deal. Here's a nug for you, here's a nug for you, and that's it.
For me.
And that's it, we're done, we're all out of nugs.
I dealt them.
Oh my god.
So, and then at the station, like, the detective sees DJ and is like, he's like, hey, Sarah, or, like, whatever her name is. And she's like, you can call me Detective Man. And, like, obviously has something against DJ.
Yeah.
And then the dad shows up. His name is Wells. And he shows up, and because Sienna's like, I'm leaving, Mom. And she's like, where are you gonna go? Yeah. She's like, with Dad.
Oh, shit.
And Trisha's like, oh, fuck. And he shows up, and he's like, no, actually, like, I agree with you. She doesn't get out of this easy. Like, I'm not taking her away.
Yeah. It was, like, super cool. It was like, I support you. I think you're doing a good job. I just think she's in a tough spot right now. And, like, and I want to, like, co-parent with you. And
he really wants to get back with her.
Yeah. He's like, I went to therapy. everything that happened was my fault.
Yeah.
Like,
he's just, like, being perfect.
Yeah.
And honest. And she's like, wow. And he's like, but it seems like you've already put down roots, and, like, looks at DJ, who's, like, tickling Sienna in the background.
Yeah.
And Trish is like, yeah, I did. It's been a week. She's like, he's just so great. Like, his wife died, and he's more put together than me. And
he's like, what?
Wells is like, is that admirable? Like, is that a good thing? Like, if my wife died, I'd be fucking destroyed.
Yeah, like, that's bizarre.
That's not a normal reaction
No.
to someone you've chosen to live your life with dying. Like, it's fucking weird. And then DJ comes over and, like, plays top dog, and he, like, puts his arm around Trish and is like, hey, why don't you come over for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Her place is amazing. We'd love to have you. Like, he's already using, like, the we terms.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's...
After a week? After your
wife died!
Oh my God,
like, what?
too
I'm sorry.
much.
I know, I'm sorry. We're late. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he's like, oh, did you call me over?
I'm so sorry.
Did you call me over? Yes.
I did.
Yes. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
So then they're gonna have dinner. Oh, also DJ. Okay, so this is a weird thing. DJ says to Trish that he wants to counsel their whole family.
Which is uncomfortable. Like, yes, boyfriend, counsel my ex-husband and my daughters and I's relationship.
Could you marriage counsel all of us, including you?
Yeah, like, what?
What are you
talking about? Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't... Like, what do you... And even, like, later on in the movie, the detective... She, like, tells the detective, and she's like, he was gonna counsel you to get back with your ex.
Yeah, like, that's weird.
It's weird when he's being so possessive anyway. For some reason, Trish just does not see any of this.
I literally don't know what this lady's problem is because, I mean, obviously she just must be in such a bad place in her life that she can't see anything.
Well, she also is, like, it seems like she's overreacting to things because, like, yeah, Sienna's difficult, but she's also a teenager, so, like, I mean, she's just being a challenging teenager. I'm sure that, I can't imagine what that's like. Like, I'm not saying it's easy or, like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, she's acting like she's running away already.
Yeah,
like,
she's also acting like she's, like, skinning cats in her room, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like, I would say on the list of, like, teenage behavior.
She's fine.
Yeah, this is, like, medium.
She's coming home every night.
Shit.
Like, she didn't come home, like, one night because she was high. But, like, whatever.
You guys can work on that, though. Like, that's...
And then she's just, like, somewhat impressed with Wells admitting all of his faults, but not that impressed.
Yeah.
She's like, but this minister, though, like... Yeah.
Perfect.
But so she goes and, like, has a conversation with Sienna, and she's like, I'm really sorry for moving you. Like, I know you didn't want to. And Sienna's like, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And she's like, I'm going to make dinner for all of us with your dad. I'm making his favorite. I'm making turkey with all the fixins, she says.
Which is
or
that
trimmins. She says trimmins.
Is that just Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah.
Like, people just eat that? Like for dinner?
That's his favorite. He loves Thanksgiving, so they're having Thanksgiving.
I literally only eat that food on Thanksgiving.
I know. Well, we have a Thanksgiving and Christmas, but yeah, like...
Yeah. Okay, what? No judgment. It's just not. It's not something that I would expect to see in a movie.
But it did make sense in terms of them building up. Like, she's really going through the effort.
Yeah. And
then Wells doesn't show up, and so DJ shows up to the dinner, and he's like, "Where is everybody?" And she's like, "He didn't show up. I'm a fucking idiot." Her daughter got upset and, like, went to her room.
And DJ takes his coat off, and has a huge fucking gash in his shirt on his shoulder and is bleeding. Is
actively
bleeding.
And it's on his right arm, and he explains that he hit something on his way out of his car.
What does that mean?
What? On your right side?
Yeah, like what?
You get out on the left.
Did you hit the
Was it in the car?
Like, what is... Did you cut yourself?
Was it Final Destination? You got, like, But it only hit your right arm?
Like, what is happening?
What are you talking about, bud?
And also, how does she not see it and say something?
She does. She's like, what happened to your arm? And he's like,
well,
oh.
It takes a minute, though. She's like, she's still being a crazy person.
And he gives the explanation. She's like, oh, anyway. Like, oh, Domino. He just spit up a little bit.
Oh,
okay.
baby.
He's fine.
You're okay.
So it's really fucking weird. Like, she just doesn't think much of it, I guess. And, I couldn't relate. But they just move past it and it's fine.
Yeah, let's just ignore it.
And then he's like, you know, I was actually going to propose to you yesterday.
And we're all like, what? Y'all been fucking hooking up for a week and a half at this point? Like,
your wife died
what?
Weeks ago.
Like, she's not even cold yet.
No!
Like,
she might not even be in the ground.
No.
Oh, no, he cremated her.
Oh.
That's right.
But still.
I mean, but he just cremated her.
Oh, my God.
He was gonna propose to this woman. They don't even know each other's favorite movie. I guarantee it. I guarantee you. They don't know each other's favorite movie.
I bet they don't even have their middle names memorized yet.
No.
You know?
She doesn't know his favorite meal, I'll tell you that.
No, she does not. She doesn't.
No.
Oh my God.
So, and she's like, oh, well, that's really nice. Let me just talk to Sienna because, like, I'm super into that, but I just need, like, her okay.
Yeah, you know, like, we've had a lot of family changes, and I just want her input and to let her know so it's not a surprise. And so they go up to Sienna's room, and they find a note on the bed and the window open. And it's essentially Sienna being like...
It's her, like, balcony doors that are open because they have this fucking nice-ass house.
Of course, yeah. Like, nothing is just a window in a Lifetime movie. It's like... It's more like a veranda, if you will. Yeah, Ridley, that was a doggy fart.
You'll get those.
You'll get those someday, bub.
You're just young.
Yeah, you're just a young gun. So the note is typed. It's not handwritten.
Which should be your first tip off.
Yeah, right?
Who the fuck types? Literally no one types a fucking note.
And prints it out and leaves it? No. They don't. They just don't.
She would have heard the printer. Like, no.
So the note essentially is like, look, like, I'm going away to live with my dad for a while. I just need time away from you to grow. Things aren't working out.
It's like a breakup note, which is like, you realize you're her 18-year-old daughter, right?
Right. So this is like just the nail in Trisha's coffin. She's fucking devastated. She crumbles on the bed like a tissue. And of course, fucking DJ is there to catch her, and she's like, I do want to marry you. I'd marry you today if I could. I've lost everything and I don't want to lose you.
She's acting how Domino acted outside about playing with Ridley.
Yeah.
Like, just so desperate.
Oh my God. I know. You wanted it so bad. And Ridley was just that uncaring bitch. I just couldn't give a fuck. It was, guys, it broke my heart. Domino was so excited to see Ridley. I was doing zoomies in the yard and like doing all, like everything a dog could possibly do to be like, I'm exciting and fun and come play with me. And Ridley literally just walked away. Like, fully ignored him.
Didn't care.
Had more interest in a leaf blowing like across the yard.
He had more interest in going underneath the neighbor's deck.
Dark, dank, wet deck than like a dog who was
my
so
sweet baby
nicely
angel.
Waiting for plays.
You are just a sweet baby angel.
I mean, I love Ridley, but that was cold-blooded. Did you
expect anything less from your dog?
You know, not really.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of knew. I was like, I'm gonna adopt someone that isn't excited about the world like me.
Yeah.
And then that's why we make so much sense together.
And I got this one. This one who just wants to play all the time.
Spirited boy. Lazy boy.
So she's gone, and Trish is like, well, I guess I'll just get married. Like,
yeah,
that's a Band-Aid that I can put on. And DJ's like, are you sure? That's his question. That's his question.
Yeah.
Are you sure? She says yes. He says, all right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's
So
fucking
then the next
boogie.
scene is them getting married in this fog-filled church. Trish is actively weeping the whole ceremony.
Oh, it is. And not like happy weeping. Like,
No.
she looks like she's being forced into a marriage. Like,
At one point, the pastor is like, do you take this man? And she's like, what? Where am I?
What?
Are you... I'll have the salad?
Yeah. Caesar dressing. Yeah.
And DJ's just like, let's keep going. It's fine. Like, she says yes. That's her version of yes.
Yeah, and it's on, like, if I was a guest at the church, which
none of them know her.
Yeah, it's his church, but it's like, one, I'd be super uncomfortable that I was attending his funeral and his wedding in the same month. And then two, I would be extremely uncomfortable with her looking like she's dying. And then three, her not being able to say her vows. I literally would be dying. I'd be fucking dead.
But it's fine. So they get married, and then she cries after the ceremony, and he's like, let's just, like, go to dinner. So, you got it? You fine? Okay, you breathed weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They go to a restaurant after the ceremony because
you can't have a reception when you've been dating for 2.5 weeks and your wife's been dead for 3 weeks.
And you have no one around you that loves you.
Yeah, like...
So
you just...
You go to a restaurant. They had a nice waiter.
They do.
They... Actually, the best part of that whole scene is they have, like... at least a third of a glass of wine left, and the waiter comes over and tries to take it away, and he's like, actually, can we have 2 more glasses?
Like, why?
You're not even done.
But also, like, why was he trying to take away full glasses of wine? But maybe he saw them fighting and was like, we need to get these guys out of here. So, like, essentially, DJ's trying to, like, plan their honeymoon and, like, their life together, and
he
Trish...
says, should we have a mini moon? Or,
oh, goodness. I know. Yes, hi. What?
Should we have a mini moon or, like, a regular honeymoon? Which, I guess I don't know wedding culture. Like, I don't...
But mini moon sounds like a Pinterest thing.
It sounds like a weekend away.
It does. And, so they're, like, planning that whole thing, and he's, like, so excited, and she's literally dead in her chair.
Yeah.
She's not eating. She's not drinking. I think she's still crying.
They also have champagne and red wine on the table.
Yes.
And a bottle of champagne.
Yes. I mean, that's how I want to eat my dinner.
I mean, yeah, no, like, that is an after-wedding dinner.
That is,
sure.
100%. But, like, DJ is drinking to celebrate, and Trish is drinking to forget. Trish is devastated because she sent her daughter an email and tried calling her daughter's phone to invite her to the wedding, to get her to come back home. And not only did she not get any responses, but she was just really upset that she didn't show up at her wedding. Which, honestly, if I was Sienna, I probably wouldn't have gone to that fucking shit show. But DJ is impatient with Trisha's feelings. DJ's like, this is our wedding.
It's not all about you.
It's not all about you. You're all that matters to me, and I should be all that matters to you. Like, essentially just, like, really trying to dominate over, like, Trisha's, like, feelings and family and experiences. Like, the whole thing's fucking gross.
Manipulative as shit.
Yeah, I mean...
And she's like, I have to go, like, is obviously, like, weeping and doesn't want to weep in a restaurant. And starts to leave, and he's like, Trish! And she's like, I'll be right back. Like, at first she's just gonna leave, and then, like, because he's making such a deal out of it, she's like, oh, just give me, like, a fucking minute. Like, chill out. And that's when the waiter comes over, and he's like, should I take these? And he's like, no, we'll have more wine.
And it's a crowded restaurant, too. Like, you can see people's faces. It's uncomfortable.
Oh, everyone's watching.
But when he's ordering another glass of wine, you can tell that he has something up his sleeve. And when the waiter delivers it, he looks at it menacingly.
Oh, yeah.
So then the very next scene is him dragging an obviously drugged Trish into bed.
Oh, yeah.
And she is super sick, and she's like, I didn't drink that much. Like, I only had 2 glasses of wine. I don't ever get like this. And then she goes and throws up. So obviously he fucked her up, gave her some of that bad medicine.
As you do on your wedding
As
night.
you do. Oh, your teeth are out. Put your teeth away.
Then they wake up. She's like, I don't know if this is the next day or just like a week later or something. But the detective comes to the house and she's like, hey, so we found your ex-husband and he's dead.
He dead. He totally dead.
And Trish is like, what? And oh no, the detective finds him. Then we have the scene where DJ shows up to Sienna's apartment.
Yes.
And he's like, hey baby. And basically, like, we understand that Sienna thinks that her mom doesn't want to speak to her anymore. And her and DJ are, like, want to be together, but they can't because he needs to ditch her mom, and her mom's a piece of shit. And it's all this story that he's, like, spewing at her.
Yeah. So DJ set up an apartment for Sienna and has been going and visiting her and, like, bringing her food and shit and this whole time. And Sienna has had no outside contact with the world or her mom. And DJ even fabricated an email sent by Sienna to her mom, essentially being like, I don't want any contact from you anymore. Like, stop trying to contact me. So, it's dirty. It's filthy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, luckily we don't see them have sex. Like, luckily there's no sex scene.
I
but
hope
like,
that doesn't even happen. It's
but
so
like,
fucking gross.
you know that that's probably an element there. But luckily they don't pander to like shitty Lifetime tropes and show us that, which was really refreshing.
Thanks.
And so Sienna starts digging into DJ, being like, so I'm thinking about calling my mom, I'm thinking about like burying the hatchet. And DJ's just like, look, she wants nothing to fucking do with you. She said horrible things about you to me. She just like, I don't know if she'll ever want to see you again.
Then we get back to Trisha's house, and the detective comes over and tells her that Wells has died. She's devastated, and they're like, so you haven't seen your daughter? And she's like, no. And DJ's like, they say something, and DJ's like, well, she's not, like, I saw her. I mean, like I saw her, like, a couple weeks ago. Like, she's fine. And Trisha's like, What? My daughter's been fucking missing and you saw her? He's like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, like, she said not to say anything, so, like, I just didn't.
Yeah, and I didn't want to, like, make it a big deal and upset you, so I just didn't say anything.
And she's like, okay, well, can you tell me where she was? No. And the detective's like, yeah, like, where did you see her? He's like, I don't know. Like, I think it was a parking lot. And she's like, you don't remember where you saw your stepdaughter? And he's
that's been missing? That ran away? Like, you don't even remember?
No, it's, like, hard to say.
Like, yeah, not really, no. So the cop's suspicious, though.
And she's like, tell me where the fuck my daughter is. And she's like, I need her number now. So they call Sienna. And she answers, and Trish tells her that her dad has died. And I think that's where Sienna kind of starts to piece things together. And she's like, wait, what? My mom doesn't hate me? Like, yeah. She's wanted to talk to me. And also her dad's dead. So she, like, gets off the phone. And at this point, Trish is just, like, beside herself and, like, tells the detectives to leave. And this is where things, like, everything kind of pulls together. So Detective Mann is, like, has been suspicious of DJ since she met him. And since both of his wives died, she's like, he's been widowed twice before the age of 50. Like, that's suspicious.
Yeah, that's fucking bizarre.
At some point, Trish finds the poison that he's been giving her because she's been sick for fucking ever, and she throws it away and just acts like it's kind of whatever. She found a private folder on his computer, that shows that he's been paying for an apartment. There's also this map, like he like saved this map in this private folder of how to walk to the apartment building.
So Sienna has literally been within walking distance of her mom and him for a month she's been missing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And effectively the end of, like, we're just at the end of the movie where the detectives show up and like find out that he's a piece of shit and take him away. But the most important part about the ending of this movie is that at a certain point, Sienna notices a knife in the room when she's trying to get rid of DJ, and like they realize he's a piece of shit. And next to the knife are a couple pieces of bread.
Mm-hmm.
And some cut long ways hot dogs.
Cut long ways hot dogs. What's going on, guys? What are you doing?
Why was that the choice?
Why is that your thing?
Why was that? I understand a hot dog sandwich, like, don't get me wrong. But why are you cutting the hot dogs long ways?
Yeah, what do you succeed there with? What dish are you making that has to be made that way? What?
A hot dog sandwich.
Okay.
That's all they're having.
But
they're making it weird.
But that's their sexy getaway cabin experience is hot dog sandwiches.
Did you see DJ?
I did.
He's the kind of guy that would cut his fucking hot dogs in half. And have a sandwich out of them.
Ridiculous.
That's how you know someone's a goddamn serial killer.
That's how you know, y'all. If you ever walk into that situation and find that, fucking
serial
run.
killer.
Serial killer.
Eat your hot dogs whole.
Break up and run.
If you need to cut them, you cut them slices and you put them in your fucking mac and cheese.
Yeah, or chili. Whatever. It's fine. Or, like, just keep it whole. Put it in a bun. Like, it's no big deal.
Wrap it in the bread.
Yeah, like a normal hot dog sandwich. Excuse me. That is how you make a hot dog sandwich.
He's a fucking serial killer.
Oh my god, you can't trust him.
So that's the end of the movie.
So that's it. So nothing surpasses the horror like the hot dogs, but here we are.
Really was the cherry on top.
It really, really was.
Okay, boys.
Okay. Yep. Nope. We're not starting to play just quite yet. In a few more minutes, then we'll play some more.
So, I don't know.
How many fleece blankets, though?
I think I'd say 3.5.
Okay.
It wasn't good.
Okay, yeah.
And the hot dog sandwich really threw me.
Oh, ditto, yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
And that guy sucked.
Oh, so much so?
I still don't understand why everyone fucking fell for... Like, I get that he was charismatic and that was the point, but the perspective they gave us of these characters didn't make sense.
No, 100%. And also, it's very, like, he wasn't a dumb guy, like, by any means. Like, he was very methodical and manipulative and the whole 9 yards. But, like, you wouldn't live in the same town and kill the same small town and kill both of your wives and then set up to have a third wife be killed. Like,
be smart,
you wouldn't
go
do that.
Away.
Like, you would move to another town. I would give this a solid 4 fleece blankets because when we started this podcast, this is what I thought most of the Lifetime movies were going to be.
Yeah.
Like, cheap, fun, not the worst acting, not the best. No, like, weird graphic, like, sex stuff or weird kid stuff. Like, this, in my opinion, was actually kind of like...
Lifetime.
A Lifetime solid gold movie. I'm detracting a fleece blanket just for my own personal things, you know, like
can't.
it wasn't a $5.
It wasn't a drink slay love.
No. You know a 5 fleece blanket when you see it. This wasn't it, but this is what I thought I was signing up to mostly see.
Yeah.
And now I'm realizing that these are just small gems that we get sometimes.
That we're gifted with. So, I don't know what we're going to watch next. But sign up for our Patreon and then you can know before anyone else.
For real.
And we're going to have exciting new things in the new year.
Yes.
Which is 2 days away. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I haven't breathed in yet.
Oh,
I'm just going to breathe through my mouth.
Oh, Kayla, it's not good. It's a hot dog sandwich.
Oh, no. Why? Oh, new year, new farts, y'all. New year, new farts.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. On that note,
Join us next week for more hot dog farts and hot dogs.
So I'm Jill.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are
I Wanna Wear Your Skin. Bye.